Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I have a couple of things to talk about and show. I finished my tartan scarf that I was weaving on my loom. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. There's some holiday yarn and other yarn that I accumulated. I say holiday yarn because I'll use them after the holidays. I got them as gifts for myself, and there are some kitchen items as well. So, the first thing I'm going to show is my finished tartan scarf. So, I'm happy with how it turned out. I made the pattern sequence up myself, and it's super long. You could fold it over multiple times. This is already folded over once, but I like to fold it over once and then tuck it in around my neck. So I'm super happy with it. I have plans for future tartan scarves. I'll start up my next warp, and there is one yarn that I ordered as a gift for myself too from Harrisville, and I'm so excited for that because I wanted to get one of the cones. I saw one and I immediately thought it would be amazing in one of the tartan scarves that I had planned. So the colors that you see, some of them are for that scarf. And the last video I showed colors for like a candy cane themed scarf that I am doing next, since I have some that are considered gift yarn. So I have this plan of a sea spirit scarf, and I wanted to keep the palette light. It's like ethereal, a little ghostly, um, having some dimension, but keeping it more airy, but almost as if it was like reaching the sand in a way. So, one of the colors that I have, this is from uh, a while ago. It's the Lucky Tweed 100% Merino Wool. I saw this one and instantly was enamored by it. It has the blue and purple tweed in here, and it's light almost like an aquatic green. And then there's this one, another Patagonia, because I have knit with Patagonia in the past. It was the main yarn for a garment that I knit up that I wear a lot. So this one, sorry, is in fog, fitting for what I'm envisioning, and one of the colors that will go with it is the Patagonia in Icicle. There are other yarns that I got too that were uh, that I got before the yarn that I'm going to show right now, just because, sorry, oh my god, it goes with the scarf that I'm doing, and I got some other ones on the same day. So there's 2 bags. Sorry for the bag noise. But some of these are also for the warp too. So let me just take out the yarn. So there's the Cascade Yarns 220 Superwash Merino, 100% merino wool in the name is cut off. Sorry. But it is a paler blue. And then Bearco Ultra Wool, 100% superwash wool. I wanted this to be the main color. It's in um the color 33161. So this has some color variations in the yarn. Overall, it's more on the pale green side. With some other color variations, as I said. And then I have the other color and a color to go in the warp that I was talking about from Hairsville to go with it. This is sale yarn that I got. A lot of the yarn that I have is sale yarn. So I got 4 of the Cascade Yarns Asian Tweed in the color 16. I have plans for this one. I got four of them because there was four that was on sale. I was really drawn to the colors. And I wanted to mix it with a couple of colors, but it'll be one that I'll do early in the beginning of the year because when I move, I want to have this already in a garment because it's one that doesn't really swish, so it isn't one where it would be as flatter to store because I was going to also vacuum seal things too, so it'll make it as compact as I could get it when I move a bunch of stuff overseas. Not everything, but my clothes, belongings, that's including yarn, the fiber equipment, and a couple of other things. So I love these colors, and I was in the looking at the mirror with the other colors too to see how they would go together and if I would like it and what type of knitted or woven piece. But since there is four of them, I figured it's definitely going to be a garment. So the other sale yarn that I got from another time is here, and I was on the fence of mm, not getting yarn as much and then waiting till I get to Scotland. I'll still get yarn in Scotland regardless, but I was also thinking if I'm gonna get adjusted, I won't really buy things. So maybe I'll prepare and buy some things ahead of time, which I was already planning on doing for some of the um, dried goods and things to get me set up sooner and uh, more comfortably right when I get there. So the other sale yarn is in here. So I got the Queensland Collection Coastal Cotton, Pure Soft Cotton, and Malachite. I was, yeah, because I was seeing it on the tag and it was cut off, so that was me just saying things. But it was also showing up on the regular tag that they put on there. I love these tones, and it's nice to use some yarn in the woven pieces and then use the other ones in my garments. I designate some of them. This will be in a scarf. And the other sale yarn is Plymouth Yarn Galway, worsted in medium gray heather. So when I saw this on sale, I love grays, so I figured I would pick this one up. It was the only one there. I think this would be one of the cheapest ones. I got it for $2. But I've gotten it some yarn stores, they have different percentages off. So there's one yarn store that's like that you can get stuff for up to 70% off on some of the yarn, which is I got a really high percentage off of the Kate Davies yarn, and I bought majority of it. I got the yarn that I needed for the project, and then I got a little bit more. So, because it's a discontinued yarn and it isn't easy to get anyway in this area. And I was so happy that I got that. And then the other store had like one section was like 20% off and the other was maybe 10%. So the the sale section is where I get a lot of the yarn from. I'm not super picky, but I like to see what the yarn is made out of. That's one of the important things, as well as like the colorway that I'm going for. Or when I see it, what I feel drawn to. And this one is definitely one of the brighter ones. And um I feel like these could go together. So this is another Galway, Plymouth Yarn Galway sport. This is a sport though, so I'll see what my mind does with it. But I am ecstatic that I can find lots of discounted yarn and it's nice quality and I like to knit with it. I'm not super picky, I would say, just because well, the yarn that I tend to gravitate towards is the non-superwash for the most part, and it usually isn't like a as expensive as like a hand dyed, and hand dyed is super nice too. Just the style of knitting that I do, especially with color work, I tend to like more of the colors that have this and that are like this and maybe have some tweed to give it some dimension to it. So there are some things that I'm going to do with them and put some of them away and then some under the tree. I also got a package from Mary Bo, a great friend of mine that I have talked to over the years, especially about tarot. I do still read tarot, but the fiber hobbies are the main hobbies right now. But I may do other videos on tarot since I do still enjoy it. So the other things that I wanted to show are for the kitchen before I show that I was mentioning that I was going to write some things down. So one of the things that I write down, I write in this book, and it's one of those decomposition books, 100% post-consumer waste recycled pages. I love the book. So I so far have a couple pages that are categorized of items mainly in the kitchen on ingredients and things I like to cook, and some lactose free products to look out for, the baked section, the dry ingredients, the seasoning, and other types of meals. Again, there's different categories. It is really helpful, and I think it'll be helpful when I move too. And I'll also make lists of things that I will move and how I'll move them. I'll group some of the stuff together, and definitely lists on some other essential things that need to get done before, again, I move. So I'm excited about that too. So the kitchen items, there aren't many, but I do like to get different mugs. I used to get different types of plates. Like I thrift from time to time. Time to time, I thrifted some plates, but I do have a main set that I received as a hand-me-down from my parents that are from my old house, and they've held up for the most part. I have majority of the stuff. So I like to try to keep the plates uh, as a set because they're easier to stack in the cupboard. I remember when I used to thrift them, and I used to think that all these plates were super cool, but when you would stack them, they'd get like, it'd be annoying. So now I have mugs, and I don't buy them very often because I there are certain things that I like to purchase, and I'm content with the stuff that I have. So I do like more of the folk style in general. And I have two of these. I try to get them in pairs too. So this one has a pair. There's some other ones that there's only one mug of, but a lot of times it's more for uh like a memory or even a souvenir. And one of my favorite mugs is like a Fair Isles mug. So this one, I thought it was very mm, wholesome. It has a shape that my other mugs aren't, and I love the birds on here too. It's something that I would knit up. I have a jar that I got. At first, I was kind of thinking maybe I could put all-purpose flour in here just because I use it frequently. One of the main flours that I use is red flour, and that's in it my large container. but it doesn't, um, the the cup size, the um different measurements, the one cup, or I don't know why I'm saying it so weird. It doesn't fit like here. I'm trying to make it say it so it's not like and that's what she said type of sentence, but I was thinking instead of doing flowers and I like scooping it, I would put the sugar in here. And I think it's an okay size for the sugar just because um it is one of my containers that I specifically bought. So it's more expensive, not super expensive, but I wanted to put something in here that I would use. I don't bake so many sweets. Well, there are some things that I love baking, and I think that I use the sugar enough to put it in this container. And I'll keep the flour in the other containers that I have. And the last thing that I have for this video, which I am happy about, I was thinking about putting it under my tree, but I wanted to use it. So this is on sale. It was, or it is, the hand mixer. And it's just, it's a hand mixer. I feel like this is something that will, of course, be useful because before I didn't have any type of mixer, so I would do everything by hand. And I think it would cut the time on some of the things. I won't use it for all of the baking just because I feel like I would, I'll just use my hands, so it's okay. Um, and so, some things I don't want to use it because I don't want to overmix the stuff. Um, but it's there are a couple things that again I love to bake. I might make another video on it, but I think, well, I have some short videos on my phone that I have never uploaded. So I'll definitely keep you updated on a couple of things. I just didn't want to make it so frequently that I didn't have a lot to show. So I'm trying to do less videos, but I also have a lot of things to do anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was interesting, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.